members of the Public Procurement Commission was today sworn in by President David Granger at the Ministry of the Presidency. The members of the PPC are Ms. Emily Dodson, Ms. Carol Corbin, Mr. Kushinlal Pasha, Dr. Nanda Gopal, and Mr. Ivor English. Here now is the details of that swearing-in ceremony.
His Excellency President David Granger, Honorable Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, Honorable Ministers of Government, Honorable Members of the National Assembly, designated members of the Public Procurement Commission, invited guests, members of the media, friends all. On behalf of His Excellency President David Granger, I would like to welcome you to the Ministry of the Presidency, and more particularly to this ceremony for the appointing of the members of the Public Procurement Commission under Article 212(x)(2) of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, which states that the President shall appoint the members of the Commission after such members have been nominated by the Public Accounts Committee and approved by not less than 2/3 of the elected members of the National Assembly. The Public Procurement Commission is established as an independent and impartial authority responsible for the monitoring of public procurement and the oversight of the public procurement procedure. The Commission is to ensure that the procurement of goods and services and the execution of works are conducted in a fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective manner. The Commission will comprise 5 members who shall have expertise and experience in procurement, legal, financial, and administrative matters. Those persons selected in accordance with Resolution number 41 of the first session of the National Assembly of the 11th Parliament of Guyana are Ms. Emily Dodson, Mrs. Carol Corbin, Mr. Kushinlal Pasha, Mr. Ivor English, and Dr. Nanda Gopal. The members of the Public Procurement Commission will now take the oath of office in the order just announced, beginning with Ms. Emily Dodson.
I, Emily Dodson, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office of member of the Public Procurement Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill, and that in the execution of the functions of my office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Carol Corbin.
I, Carol Corbin, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office, member of the Public Procurement Commission, without fear or favor, affection, or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Mr. Parker.
I, Sequestration Parker, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office member of the Public Procurement Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic.
Mr. English.
I, Guyana, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office of member of the Public Procurement Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Dr. Gopal.
I, Nanwetiso Gopal, do hereby solemnly declare that I bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office member of the Procurement Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
President will now make a statement.
Honorable Prime Minister, Vice President Comrade Ramjatan, Ministers of the Government, members of the Public Procurement Commission, ladies and gentlemen, the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana mandates the establishment of the Public Procurement Commission. The Constitution provides, as has been quoted before, there shall be a Public Procurement Commission, the purpose of which is to monitor public procurement and the procedure, therefore, in order to ensure that the procurement of goods and services and the execution of works are conducted in a fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective manner, according to law, and such policy guidelines as may be determined by the National Assembly. The Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana is sacrosanct. Its provisions must be observed and applied scrupulously. It comes from flying in a plane with a lot of people coughing and sneezing. Its authority must never be diminished or ignored. The establishment of the Public Procurement Commission represents respect for the supreme law of the land. The National Assembly of Guyana, and particularly the Public Accounts Committee, bear responsibility for the selection of members of this commission. The bipartisan process of selection is a demonstration that, however intractable partisan differences might seem, the bases for political agreement and consensus on matters of national interest should always be affirmed. The government of Guyana iterates its commitment to the principles of accountability and transparency in the conduct of public business. The establishment of the Commission evinces the importance of ensuring equity and fairness in public procurement. I congratulate you, the members of the Public Procurement Commission, and urge you all to be faithful to the oath you have just sworn. I charge you with upholding the constitutional duty of the Commission in being independent, impartial, and fair. Congratulations and thank you.
Because this was one of my biggest lobbying points in relation to getting accountabilities and transparencies proper in this country. And I am so proud that that it has happened in the first half of our term after waiting more than a decade. And I am also happy now knowing and being in government that the decisions in relation to contract will have to be made by this body rather than cabinet. Because contract awarding, in my view, is an occupational hazard for a minister. And for the members here now to get that opportunity to make their selections and to make their choices as to who should be awarded. It is going to be a challenge, but I think being that established body now, they are going to have the experience, they're going to get it done through training processes and the experience that they have. and it will be a big, big plus for governance in this country. And of course, it is in keeping with the Constitution amendment that we all wanted, and that is the Procurement Commission. And in that score, the Cabinet's role will fade away, and it now will be the task of the Procurement Commission. So you, Adam, when you have problems with the awards of contract, you're not going to come after ministers, you're going to come after the Procurement Commission.
Talk to me about the relationship between the Bid Protest Committee, therefore, and this new Public Procurement Commission.
Well, the Bid Protest Committee had a kind of a transitional arrangement about it, and that is now going to go more or less a way that it's going to complete its task that it has started, and then I think the Public Procurement Commission will be that superior body. The Bid Protest Committee, I'll have to check more details as to how long now that it has been established its life will be. But it is the superior constitutional body, Public Procurement Commission, that will have the overarching responsibility.
What about the chairman?
I understand that the 5 will be selected by the chairman will be selected by the 5 at the first meeting that they will have, and I think that is it as far as my memory goes.
The relationship between the Public Procurement Commission and the Tender Board at this stage?
Well, they'll have to build a relationship. They're all new members, and they'll have to build a relationship, and that will come in time. But there are so many rules and regulations governing both the entities, that is the Commission and the Tender Board. And knowing that we have bright people on the Procurement Commission here, they can make their arrangements and get that relationship working. They have to be very much collaborative, and so I am certain there will be. And of course, if they do have difficulties, they could always go back to the Public Accounts Committee to seek guidance, or also, if there is need for changes in regulations, they come back to Parliament, and we will definitely assist in that regard.
One other question there, Minister. We have these commissions and concession bodies being established, but in the case of the National Broadcasting Squad, what guarantees do we have that these things are going to be?
Well, you know, one thing I've learned now, that democracy is a lot of bureaucracy. And I would like to think that we are going to have things more operational, well-oiled, political machinery, and of course administrative machinery for all these units. But sometimes we see them not operating in accordance with some of our desires. And we have a lot of desires, quite frankly. But as again, we are not dealing with perfect, ideal situation. And as we are all humans and not angels, we are going to have problems, even within boards and so on. And we want to welcome disagreements. When we appointed members to these boards, we never wanted to put yes men. We never wanted to put yes men. We wanted people who know the industry, and we put them in there. And just like that, the words of the oath, to faithfully do as independently as possible what you think is right. That is the effect of that oath. And so we will have dissenting views, and we'll have the problems that we see that has happened in the GNBA. But that is democracy. You can't have it, as having one ideal situation. And it is in that chaotic scenario, the best decisions will come out. And that is what we want.
To catch a full story, visit our website at www.GuyanaDailyNews.com or visit our e-paper. This is Ronald Singh for the Guyana Daily News.